All right. So today we're going to talk about being confident on camera. How many of you get nervous when you get in front of a camera? It seems weird, maybe, and awkward, and especially when you are hosting your own workshop. We're going to talk about how to build that confidence if that's one of those things keeping you from running a workshop, which happens a lot. I'm Janelle Anderson, your host, and I am known as the Workshop Queen. I help coaches to build thriving businesses through creating a monthly workshop which becomes like a client enrollment machine for them. So you really want to be confident on camera when you're running a lot of workshops, don't you? So I have a guest with me today. She's an expert in getting in front of the camera. She's got a lot of experience with that, and I'll let her tell you about it. So let me bring Laura up, and I just realized I need to spotlight me, and here comes Laura. So Laura Doman is my guest today. Hi, Laura. Thanks for coming and sharing the stage with us today.
Hey everyone, and thank you, Janelle, for having me. This is my favorite topic, so I'm always happy to be able to talk about it.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about you and your background with being on
Yes.
camera. It's a really cool story.
Yeah, it's a little unexpected. I am a corporate turned creative. I started off as an IT sales exec, and then later in life decided I wanted to pursue my real passion in life. And about 10 years ago, I became a film, TV, commercial, industrial actor. And then I became a voice actor. And I'm in front of the camera or behind the mic all the time. But I also noticed, especially during COVID, how a lot of business people are having so much trouble getting comfortable on camera, being able to describe what they're trying to do, communicate, find clients, and just have a kind of a relatable presence that people are drawn to. So I started making videos and offering advice on LinkedIn and everywhere, and found out that there were a lot of people who wanted to work one on one. And so that's what I've been doing in
Mm.
addition to my work as an actor. So, on one hand, I'm doing all the performing still. And then on the other hand, I'm teaching actor techniques that aren't presentation, they're not fake or artificial, about being human, about being yourself, and ultimately magnetic on camera.
And I love that point you just made because I think for people hosting a workshop and the coaches I work with are they're not trying to perform, right? They're not, I mean, they might have that as another thing they do, but it's really about showing up with authenticity and being real and just relaxing and being yourself. And that when you can get there, then you're going to show up as confident. People are going to be attracted to you. They're going to really love connecting with you because people love authenticity. So I love that point. I think that would be a really good uh, place to go and just kind of explore how, if somebody were to come to you and say, I am planning on doing a workshop because I know that this is a really great way to attract clients, attract my audience, get myself out there. But I feel so nervous when I'm sitting there looking at the camera or have a room full of people. What's one way that they can really get over that nervousness to at least try it? Because once you start doing it, you get more confident. But that first, like getting over that hump to go ahead and put yourself on camera.
Oh, well, I'm going to give you a number of tips because it's
Okay.
perfectly understandable that anybody would feel uncomfortable because we're really used to talking to people face to face. And all of a sudden, you're in this little Zoom box, or heaven forbid, you're making videos to be replayed later, and all you're doing is looking at a harsh little light that seems to be judging you. So, here are some things to do. I talk about that in two categories: the physical prep and then the psychological prep. For the physical prep, the first thing you got to do is get comfortable in your body. And that means some exercise just so that you don't hold the tension in. Because when you hold the tension and you're especially afraid of speaking, it's all going to go right here. And it's going to look like you're a deer in headlights. And you're not going to seem to be an expert and comfortable with your subject matter. So, here are a few things to do. First of all, even before exercise, drink some water. Always drink water. Your body needs it. And when you do, you're going to find the hydration is going to loosen up all of your joints, your muscles, your throat. That frog that likes to take residence up in there, no, it'll be flushed away. Always drink water and start at least a cup. There you go. Perfect plant. Start at least 2 hours beforehand so your body isn't already in a parched state. But okay, that's great. But what about exercise? You don't really want to do exercise. There's simple things you could do just to get the tension out of your frame. And by that, I mean how you show up on camera, usually head and shoulders. Take a deep breath. Breathing is so important. Just inhale for 4. Try to hold it like for 7 or 8 counts. And then slowly release, and like another 4 to 6 counts. All of a sudden, you feel like, okay, I can pace myself. That goes right to the shoulders too. This is where a lot of people get very tense. So a very basic exercise is just to do some shoulder raises and lowers. So just as high as you can do it with me, you'll feel it. As high as you can go, and then drop it. Ah,
That's good.
do that another time and drop it. And all of a sudden you feel like there's a lot of tension gone and your shoulders are more relaxed. Because a good way of seeing people nervous is not just when they're staring at the camera afraid to move, but when they're talking up here and they stay stiff and they're not wanting to move. You are going to be establishing trust the first time you're on camera, whether it's live or in a video. And you want to come across as a friend, a colleague, a mentor, somebody who wants to help. And you're best able to do that when you are looking relaxed. Now, you can even do some things with your face and movements with your eyebrows. You can get tongue trills going. Just one simple thing just to get the mouth going. You did this as a kid, motor mouth. We call them, I guess, raspberries when babies do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
You can feel a little buzz in your mouth. I can even get into other weird techniques like panting like a dog. That does work, but we'll leave that for another time. The other side of that is the mindset. And this is where a lot of people get tripped up. We are all so much more critical of ourselves than anybody else is of us. We're worried about being perfect. We're worried about, am I too old? Do I look professional? Do I have enough expertise for this? Imposter syndrome is all wrapped into it. But oftentimes, it's just a matter of the fact that instead of focusing on your audience and your message, you're listening to that mean girl who took up residency in your head telling you, oh my gosh, you're too old for this. You didn't, your hair's a mess. And, oh, who do you think you're, or the devil on your shoulder? Have you like, flick it off. You are going to be distracted if you are having too busy a conversation with yourself instead of talking to the people who are here to hear what you have to say. And that's the real magic of it. Nobody really cares what you have to eat in the morning. They don't care what you're wearing so much. They want to hear what your message is. They want to know how can you help them solve their problem. So if you stop worrying about how you look and come across, you're going to be that much more effective. So
I love that. And some of these I do all the time. I remember getting ready to speak actually in person on a stage in front of 200 plus women, and it was right after COVID, so I hadn't been in person. But the breathing really helped me because I could feel the
yeah,
butterflies starting and I could feel the tension in my jaw. So I did some deep breathing and the imposter syndrome part, like that mindset shift, I did just what you said. I switched it from being about me, how do I look, how do I sound, will they like me, to I'm bringing them something that they want. That's why they're here. I'm bringing them a message that will help them. Like the whole focus went from me to them. And that changed my whole energy from being nervous, because when we get nervous, it's about us
yes.
being excited because I was bringing something special to them. And that totally helped me. I walked on the stage and just owned the stage and rocked it.
And you probably have fun. And
I
I
did.
think another hang up people have is that you've got to be perfect. You've got to
Mm.
be polished. You've got to be fluent. Yeah, that can help, but you don't want to be artificial. Leave that to the bots. So when I'm teaching people, especially this year, how to beat the bots, don't go for what you think is perfection because oftentimes that is boring as anything.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but people love a train wreck. Now, I'm not telling you to be a train wreck, but if you make a mistake and you have to stop and go back, or you have a little technical difficulty, or you're just stumbling over a word or two, take a breath, stop, and keep going on. It's the mark of a professional, especially if you take a moment to pause, think about it, and then proceed. You don't need to be perfectly polished. Now, if you got problems with a lot of filler words like and that's something else we can work on. But I
Hmm.
want to throw one thing out to you too. If you get really nervous and you feel like you've got too much energy, take something like a pen or a squeeze ball, bring it below frame so you can't see it, and squeeze the dickens out of it. That way, all your energy goes down there and you're free up here to talk and you really don't see anything going on. And I'm twiddling with this and I'm, doing all that. Nobody's going to notice it. And if they do see a little movement of your arms and shoulders, that's natural. So don't be afraid of
Yeah, I squeeze stuff. I'm always fiddling with stuff down here.
that. Yeah, balls, twiddle things, whatever.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying about people love a train wreck. I mean, that's kind of a funny way to put it, but people do like you to be real. And when you're perfect, it's not only boring, but people aren't connected to you because who's perfect, right? And they can't relate to you. So
No,
don't worry about
no.
making mistakes.
You know what? And that's great for anybody who's running a workshop. And I'm probably treading on your territory for a little bit here, but
That's
this
okay.
brings it home. This
Yeah.
really does. I remember when I was learning to master YouTube, because I got a full channel up there, I was working with somebody who's phenomenal at it. But when he gives his presentations and workshops, he doesn't talk about his journey. He doesn't talk about the mistakes or trying to figure it out. It's like all of a sudden he's like Aphrodite rising from the foam, fully formed and perfect. And
Hmm.
he was much harder to relate to. And
Right.
you could tell it in everybody's eyes. So it's okay to get better over time. People just want to know what you have to share.
And just adding on to that, we're talking about workshops. That one of the things that a lot of my clients get really afraid about is what if I make a mistake during the live workshop and things go
Mhm.
wrong, something goes wrong. Um, Things will go wrong. And so if you go into it knowing that something's probably going to go wrong and have a plan B, like just it's okay. People tell me all the time, like, I can't believe how well you just went with the flow there, when everything was falling apart. Last week I was starting a course, and Irina was there, and we had all kinds of things going wrong. People couldn't log into my portal, they couldn't download the PDF, they couldn't get in my Facebook, and it was crazy. But all you can do is try to fix it and move on, and don't let it freak you out or make you feel like, oh man, I just bombed. Everybody
Mm-mm.
understands that, right? Especially when it comes to technology.
Oh, it happens. And you know what? Just own it and use a sense of humor
Yeah.
because we've all been there. They want to see how you handle it. And if
Mhm.
you really have problems, and I did this when I was hosting a master class with somebody else, the tech was failing. People couldn't get in. So while she was describing things, I was on the back end trying to figure it all out. And
Yeah.
you make it up to people. You be honest. Look, we're so sorry. We lost about 10 or 15 minutes, but in honor of you being here, as a thank you, we're going to give you another free bonus for everybody. We just want
Yeah.
to offer this to you, and you put it in the chat. Thank you for sticking with us. We've all
Yeah.
had those kind of days.
Yeah,
And it was
just be
fun.
real with people. Yeah, be real with them. And this is happening, but it's okay. Yeah, I love that. Thanking them for sticking it out and understanding. And people will be with you. They are for you. They're there because they want to hear from you. They're not there to be against you, right? And so that's one of the things I love about workshops is that connection that happens. And it happens when you're real. And when you invite them into it and just, this is what's happening right now, folks, and we're going to take a minute to fix it or whatever, just be real with them. And that brings up another point is to have somebody in the room with you to help you with letting people in the room and dropping links and fixing things so that if you're the only one trying to host it, it can be really hard to try and fix things that are falling apart. I know because that's what I did for a long time. I was by
I've
myself.
done it too. And and I still often do it,
Yeah,
but it does take a lot of multitasking.
it
And you
does.
just have to stay calm and keep up a banter and
Yeah.
you know and have fun with it. I mean,
The more often you do it, the more comfortable you'll get with all of that. The first one might be a train wreck. That's okay. You get the first one out of the way, you know, and do it in front of a small group. Do a practice run through with friends and family or, people that aren't gonna be upset with you. And then the first few times you do a workshop, you might have a small group in the room, which is actually better because if you make mistakes and you're kind of getting your feet wet with this thing, at
mhm.
least you're not in front of 100 people. So
No, no, no. Just call it an intimate workshop. It's just for a few people. We really want to talk one-on-one with you and people
yeah.
like that.
So I got two tips that I'm going to put this in the chat for everyone. Get comfortable in your own body. You gave some really great tips with that. Exercise and drinking water and breathing deeply. The shoulder raises, facial,
Yes.
imposter syndrome. And then I have let go of perfection. And
Hmm.
do you have a third tip?
I sure can.
Yeah.
Talk to one person.
Hmm.
And that means look at the camera. And there are a number of ways to do this. If you're just working, let's say, on your laptop, and there's no way to be able to directly see everybody else, like for example, if I'm going to go up and I'm going to see Delia and there's Arena. You see my eyes moving all around. Or if I'm going to be looking at Janelle, nobody likes to see you talking down there. They want to see your eyes. So look in the camera and talk to one person. And if you can't put somebody's box right behind the camera, then talk to somebody in your mind who is the perfect client for you. They need what you have and they really want to hear you. And if you need to substitute somebody who cares about you, like a good friend, a colleague, even your mother. And there are other techniques if you're going to have a secondary screen where you can position individuals behind the camera so that when I'm talking to somebody, I can see their eyes, I can see enough of that connection, but you still see me talking directly to you. Because, hint, hint, on camera confidence is really a one-to-one conversation. Because who is watching this with a theater, a group, an audience of 1,000 other people in the room with you?
Yep.
No, you're on a screen. And sometimes you're just on a little device. You're on your mobile phone. You feel like somebody's talking to you. So play into that.
Yeah, I love that. You can get used to that too, but it is really important because, when people feel like you're looking at them, and sometimes I'll drop down and call somebody's name out because I see them nodding. I'll say, "Oh, I see you nodding at that Arena, and
Yeah.
I see you smiling." Like people really love to have their name called out. It creates more of that connection and invites them to be a part of the event with you, which is super important. Okay, these are all in the chat for you guys that are here with us. If you want to look at those or remember to save the chat before we leave. But this has been fantastic. And I know, Laura, you have a free gift for everyone. Um,
I do. I can put it in the chat right now.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'd like to give people something of value that you can use right away. This is my website. And if you just put that in, click on it, you're going to be able to get my top 10 strategies for really becoming more comfortable and confident on camera. The whole point is to be more visible. And if you're not out there, you're not going to be visible. And also to be more client winning on camera so that people want to do business with you. And this will give you some tips like I covered, plus a whole lot more. And if you want to pursue that more, then let's have a one-to-one conversation. I'm always happy to assess how you're doing on video right now or customizing things for you. But go right ahead and download it. It's yours, no obligation.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's an awesome gift. All right. Well, we have a little bit of time if anybody here is if you have a question or a comment. And for those of you watching on YouTube, if you want to come live in the Zoom room with us where you can ask questions directly, then there's going to be a link in the show notes where you can sign up to get the regular emails to remind you and to give you the Zoom link to come. It's every Monday at 12:30 Eastern time. We have a good time in here. So anybody here in the room with us have a question, comment, feel free to just raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask Laura any questions you have about getting confident on camera. I'm curious how many of you are already confident on camera, or are you not doing workshops yet or videos? Anybody? Irina?
Working on it.
Working on it. Now, Irina has a huge audience on social media.
Yeah.
But so you're not doing workshops yet or videos?
I'm doing videos every day, every week at least.
Okay.
Just not the workshop, just,
Ah,
the
yeah.
live videos.
Yeah. So do you have a question for Laura?
Well, I have a personal question. How can we meet? That's why I'm
Oh, I
saying
would
that.
love to.
Yeah.
I'll put my email in here because also I have a women's in-person professional networking group, and I would love to invite you to we have
Ah,
a big luncheon coming up with a speaker. It's very special, and I can give you a discount code for that too. I'm going to
I
just
will
put
take
my email.
everything. Yeah.
there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
think
no,
there's connection happening
I've
in
got all
here.
kinds of things for you in Atlanta that I think you would be interested in. So
Awesome.
yeah, reach out to me and I'm happy to extend a personal invitation.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
And then we
Oh,
could talk and I want to learn more about you and vice versa. Maybe we'll get together for coffee or something.
it's great. Awesome. Um, Peggy, let's bring you up here.
Hi, thank you. The first opportunity I've had to plug into one of these, so I thank you. I'm in Wisconsin. I'm just starting to do some videos more from my social to get social to
Yes.
stay consistent. And I'm just starting my business. And so I'm curious, you had mentioned being able to see like an image behind a image, so to speak.
Yes.
So I'm trying, is there a way that if I have content and script to kind of like an outline to help keep me on track, is there a way to have that behind like the camera? And then are you
Yes.
utilizing like what form of like video are you using? Is it YouTube? Is it Zoom? I don't know.
Okay, there are a number of ways you can go about it. First of all, how long is the content that you are going to be recording?
Right now it's real short. It's only maybe a minute to 2 minutes.
Oh, okay, great. And are you doing it horizontal, like we're showing up in our Zoom boxes, or are you doing it more for socials, in the vertical
Yeah, I've
format?
just been doing it vertical right now with my phone.
Okay,
And so I don't have anything, I don't have a
o-
YouTube channel or anything like that. So just with my phone.
okay, well, great. Well, first of all, make sure it's on a tripod so that it's steady. Make sure you got good lights and it's quiet enough that people can hear you.
Mhm.
Then, if you're trying to keep track of your points, make sure, first of all, you don't have anything like a teleprompter you're reading from,
Mhm,
because there's nothing worse than somebody reading to you.
mhm.
However, if you have a stand that you want to put behind your phone, you can have the few points there. But honestly, there is nothing wrong if you're talking there and to physically pick something up and say, point one, I want you to know this. Look down, and point two, because it's very natural, it's real. And this is what everybody does. And you don't have to read it verbatim. But this way, when you're doing it, talk only to the camera. When you look down, stop talking. Don't talk away from the camera. Look down, pick up what you need, say, okay, I've got a great second point for you. That way you look also very expert because you can put it down and pick it up.
Mhm,
Um, if you're going to be using any other kind of a camera or something you can attach next to that tripod, you can have also your points listed there.
mhm.
And if it's close enough to the camera, and if you're far enough away, people won't even notice.
Yeah,
So if I'm just going to look at something over here, you might not have even noticed how much my eyes shifted.
right.
But again, just to pick up something like that. There are other mnemonics. Now, if you're going to ever be recording something, let's say on a laptop or another camera, you can have a full screen behind you and you can have that other camera on your desk. And then you just position the notes or the word that you have to pick up right by the camera. Again, so you're not going too far from it.
Mm,
Another option, if you were to get a little fancier, is let's say that you're going to be wanting to do something for 10 minutes or more, and you've got a lot of information to cover, more than just a few words you could put out there. There is something that I like to use that I'm using right now called a center cam, and I could put the name and the link in there. And that is a teeny tiny little camera like this. And I have it, you've got one too.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
not using it right now, but I usually do. Yeah, it
Oh,
drops
perfect.
down.
Perfect.
Put it on the
What it
back of your
does,
camera.
yeah, it is super tiny. It's like the size of a dice. You put it on the screen that is going to be holding the camera, and then you can even put your Zoom box over it. And when you have two different cameras, when you have two different screens, you're able to move things around. So if you have an external screen hanging over there, and then you're able to move your Zoom box behind it, you could talk to people directly in their eyes, you could follow the words, so that's another option.
Yeah.
But I think the first few might be able to help you for where you are right now.
Yeah, when I'm doing a workshop or speaking on a summit or something, I like to use this because it drops down and right in front of me, and my notes are there behind me. And I usually bring the Zoom screen down to, you can minimize it and
Yes.
set it right there on the top of your computer, so you're looking at one person and you've got this in front of you, and that helps a lot.
Yes. And then you can just have your notes like in a Word document and just kind of scroll through as it's behind it. And it takes a little practice, but it's a way of doing it a little more smoothly.
Sure, that sounds great. Thank you very much. Then one quick question regarding sound. I don't have
Yes.
a mic right now, but somebody said my sound is a little
Echoey.
echoey.
Yeah, a little bit. The environment is what you have to work with. Right now, I'm just using my desktop, mic. I mean, I've tried different things. Sometimes that works just as well as anything else, just as long as it's audible. And ideally, you don't want to be in a very echoey room. So make sure there's a carpet on the floor, reduce the amount of wood. Of course, I got wood all around me here. But you can create an environment. It doesn't have to be perfect as in a podcaster, but the better you can do it, the better off it'll sound. The other option, of course, is to use one of those little Bluetooth lavalier mics. You could just stick it up right. I've done that a number of times when I'm making video, and it can be visible or it can be tucked inside your shirt, and test it out. And
Yeah.
that way you'll have clear, crisp sound, and you won't have to worry about the environment quite so much.
Yeah, I put the name in there. I can't find it now, but it's called Rhodes. It's a little square that you can put
Yeah.
really good. And it's Bluetooth. And if you're on a phone and it's a ways away from you and you've got that mic, hooked up to the Bluetooth on your phone, you'll have a nice clear sound. And they're not that expensive. There's lots
No, they're not.
Yeah.
And in fact, some of them that I like to use have like little wind socks. So if you're outside,
Yeah.
it'll reduce the extra noise of the wind. And
Mhm.
it's like a little fluffy mitten that goes on top of it. And I even have one that has a cord, but it's able to go back and forth between, let's say, a DSLR camera, like a Canon camera, or an iPhone. And I'm able to switch it back and forth, and it just clips to something like that. And that works as well. A lot of options.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks for
welcome.
asking. And I love your last name. David had a question here in the chat. David, do you want to come up and ask?
Yeah, sure. So I run a podcast, and I've been doing workshops for a long time, so I'm
Good.
very comfortable with being on the camera. And I've also been a pastor, so very comfortable up on a stage. But my question is, we're getting ready to do like a debate, and I'm going to be like a moderator.
Mhm.
So I'm very viewpoint type of a person. Like I'll tell you my view, and you know, you either like it or you don't. I don't try to fluff it up or anything. But as a moderator of a debate, I can't say anything. I have to be biased, not taking any sides. Do you have any pointers to that?
Um, yeah, the way I approach these things, because I do a lot of interviews, is just to go in there as if somebody has no notion of it whatsoever. Do I understand what they're talking about? What are the three major reasons they believe what they're saying? How can they back it up? How do they handle the objections? I was a debater back in high school, so I often bring that up as well. If you're trying to come up with some more unusual type of questions, there's no reason why you can't even just throw some of this into like a chat GPT and get some inspiration. Most often, though, when I'm interviewing people, I like to kind of do it as we go. But again, to try to see it not from my perspective where I have strong emotions, but for the audience who doesn't understand. So back in when I was doing IBM sales, it was called questioning for understanding. I want to know your position. What are the advantages? How can it benefit others? How do you handle these kinds of objections? What's your last statement? Something to remember by. So people get the information and they're able to decide for themselves. And then if somebody is tripping up somebody else or somebody is bringing something that challenges another core belief, I would turn to them and say, Mr. X says this about A, B, and C. How would you respond? So I would just be as objective as reporters used to be.
As reporters used
Hope
to be.
that helps. Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah.
And just to give some advice, one of the things, because like I said, I do podcasts, and
Yes.
our computers are separated. We have a sound guy that does that, and then we're on the other side.
Mhm.
And your mic and your speakers have to be in the same device, so there's no feedback. So the JBL Flex 4 does the mic and the speaker, so there's no feedback on it.
Oh, okay.
And it is Bluetooth. So you set this real close to you, and you'll be able to hear and you'll be able to speak all right in
Oh,
here.
wow, that's nice.
Oh, that's really interesting. JBL XL4, is that what it's called?
No, it's Flex 4,
Oh,
but it
Flex.
is a JBL.
Maybe
Oh,
for awesome.
very interesting. Well, thank you.
So the Flex 5 and stuff, they have newer ones, but the Flex 5 and stuff does not have the mic. The
Okay.
Flex 4 has the mic in it.
Nice. Thanks for
And you
Very
do
sharing.
want the mic in the same device.
Nice.
Very good. Thank you. Yeah. And sometimes if you get the feedback, having the other person wearing headphones helps a lot.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, thank you for bringing that up, David, and sharing that with us. And thank you, Laura, for sharing all of your wonderful wisdom. This has been great. You guys, this will be on YouTube. And I hope to see you back again next Monday. I put in the chat a link for you to come to my virtual events bootcamp where we are going to put together your workshop from start to finish in 3 days. It's coming up March, I forgot to put the date, March 25th to 27th. So just a couple of weeks. So that link is there for you to get a free ticket, and I hope that you come. And thanks for coming, you guys. I got to run. I got another meeting right now.
All right.
We'll see you guys next Monday.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
for having me. Bye. Great meeting
Thanks for being
everybody.
here.
Arena, call me or email me.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Stop the stream. Oh, thanks again, Laura. I will.
Oh, my pleasure. Hope
No.
had some good questions in there.